guys, welcome to part 2 of the Unpopular Transformers Opinions video. Woo! We're doing a part 2, this sequel. So let's jump right in. The first group of unpopular Transformers opinions, the first one being, I'm one of like the 3 people who doesn't ship Knockout and Breakdown. It just felt like Knockout actually didn't care all that much when Breakdown died. Like, he kinda, It's been a hot minute since I watched Transformers Prime, so I don't actually remember in grave detail how Knockout reacted. So this is coming from my opinion, because obviously this is your opinion, so this is my opinion, so like, you think of it differently. But in my opinion, I feel like the Autobots and Decepticons both have witnessed so much war in their entire life that they just become immune to all these people who have died because they've witnessed so much death, so many friends, loved ones die in this war, and it still hurts, but at the same time, they've become immune to it. You know for a fact, there were times in the shows when Knockout got angry. We never really saw his reaction to Breakdown dying because the whole episode was just Breakdown and Arachnid, and then Arachnid was also chasing Jack. I believe that's the same episode. I don't exactly remember hardcore. We didn't really see how Knockout felt about that because we just saw Breakdown destroyed. And I know Knockout was more like angry that he lost someone to help buff him out, but I think Knockout was kind of immune to it because they witnessed so much death and destruction that after a while they're like,
I can't do this anymore. I have no feelings.
Even Optimus, there were a few times in Prime where he saw a new comrade die, or even in other incarnations, and Optimus just pushes it away. Because when they witness so much death and destruction, another life lost, it just adds another body count. They don't know what to do because they've lost so many people that even both sides are
like, I don't have any feelings anymore because I've lost them all, because I've lost so many friends. Why should I care anymore?
And I feel like that's the same mindset with how Knockout didn't really react to Breakdown. I feel like Knockout had more reaction to when he found out that Silas had inhabited Breakdown's body. That's probably what pissed him off the most, more than Breakdown actually dying, because it was a human, a fleshling, and the Decepticons, we know how much they hate the human race. It's like it's like necromancy. Having a dead body come back to life is creepy, and we don't like it because we want that person who died to be able to rest in peace. And Knockout was like, no, you don't bring back Breakdown. He was supposed to rest in peace. Let him live his glory days with the Allspark instead of being brought back as a lifeless zombie. And that's what Knockout was so angry probably about. I mean, it didn't help that he used Silas and Breakdown for experimenting on in that episode Thirst. That didn't really help out. I feel like that's why Knockout didn't really have a big reaction as to Breakdown's dying. We didn't really get to see it. Maybe he had a huge hissy fit, and then we just saw him later on being like, I'm still angry, but not as much. So that's personally what I think, but I can also see why you'd say why you don't ship them, because at the same time, we don't really see Knockout really super angry at what you're saying, but at the same time, I feel like it's because they just are now immune to all the people dying. The next unpopular opinion is that Bayverse Bumblebee gets too much screen time. Personally, I love it, but others seem to not. I agree with you. A lot of people don't like Bayverse Bumblebee, whether that be because he's just overused too much in the show, or because a lot of people just don't relate to his character, or he has too much screen time because like he's always partnered with the human, because he's the Kid of Pill character, he is the youngin'. I can understand why he also has too much, people think he has too much screen time. In the first 3 movies, he was Sam's like best friend, his first car, so he was the first like character we saw in the film, so he was there a lot. Age of Extinction, he was in there quite a bit as well because he was there helping Cade, and he had those moments with Cade's daughter's boyfriend, whose name escapes me, but I don't care because I don't like him. Last night, Bumblebee was like the new leader because Optimus was messing in action, and then when he came back, he was a total douche. And so Bumblebee was like, I'm here now, and then he got his voice back, and we heard him talking, and he was a big part of that. He had the whole fight with Optimus, and then he now has his own movie, so he's been overused a little bit. I agree with some people who think he's overused. There have been many times where I'm like, okay, I love you, Bee, but push you away. I need to have other characters front and center. But then there's also times where I'm like, I fucking love you, Bee. I want more of you and your sweetness. I can see, I personally love him too. And I can see why people don't like him and think he gets too much screen time, but I can also see why people love him, because I love him a lot. Next unpopular opinion is the Bumblebee movie is overhyped. Now, I have overhyped myself for a lot of films in the past. I have overhyped myself for Age of Extinction, but I did have a fun time, but I still loved it. I overhyped myself for The Last Night, and I was a little disappointed. Actually, maybe a lot disappointed. I can understand why you would say, I disagree with you by the way, I can understand why people say it's overhyped. Because it was marketed as the Transformers movie that all Transformers fans wanted. The movie that was going to push the new Transformers live action movies in a new direction. A lot of people loved Bumblebee. A lot of people hyped themselves up so much, not just because it was a Bumblebee movie, because Haley Steinfeld was in it, because it had a director that actually gave a shit about the films. And Transformers more focused on one character and his journey. We've been so used to Michael Bay's formula of a lot of action, a lot of explosions, rough cut fights, sexy girls, which makes you uncomfortable, a lot of inappropriate jokes, and a lot of product placement. We didn't know really what to expect from Travis Knight. I mean, I liked the things that Michael Bay had going. Some of the things I just was like, no, don't do that. I loved the Bumblebee movie, and I know a lot of other people did, and as long as you can enjoy the movie for what it is and be like, okay, I'm accepting that other people liked it, that's great. But I do disagree with you, because I had a lot of fun at Bumblebee, and though it was very jarring the first time going into it, and after watching, I'm like, okay, so it's not a lot of action in it, but does that take away from the movie? For me, no. I love character-driven stories as well. A lot of the books I read have a lot of character interaction. Love characters interacting with other characters. So I loved seeing Charlie open up to Bee. Someone that's not human and someone she's only known for like a couple weeks, maybe a few days. She opens up to him and tells her things. Things that Sam Witwicky would never tell Bumblebee. Like the fact that Charlie's like, I lost my dad. I used to be a diver. I'm gonna let you watch these videos. I'm gonna show you some of my dad's favorite music. Talk to you about my life, my family. In the other Transformers films, we didn't really get that. We were so used to like action, robot on robot fights, and a lot of robots, a lot of dying. And in this one, we didn't get a lot of that. But to me personally, it didn't take away from the film. Her role in Bumblebee was so well done. I love Haley Steinfeld. I think she did a really great job, and it was a very character-driven, very story-based. It's what I wanted from a Transformers film. I love to see the robots interacting with each other, and the robot battles, and the robot fights, and the transformation, the intergalactic war stuff. Every once in a while, you need that slice-of-life story of what are these people up to after the battle or after the war. Like in Voltron, we get that game show episode. We get the episode where they go to the space mall. It is a slice of life in a bigger galactic battle and a bigger story. I gotta find that balance, and I think this movie did a pretty good job, because we would flash to Bumblebee and Charlie and see what was going on in her mundane life, and then we'd flash to the two robots who were trying to track Bumblebee down, and then we also saw a couple flashbacks of Cybertron. And yeah, maybe a lot of the budget was spent on Cybertron, so fucking what? Even if that whole section of the movie was not in the movie, I would still love the movie, because I love Bumblebee, and I can relate to Charlie, and every time Charlie was hanging out with Bee or hugging him, I'd be like, I would picture myself as Charlie. I personally disagree with you, and I fucking love Bumblebee. Is it my favorite Transformers film? You know, it might be. Probably rank Bumblebee number 1 as my favorite, Dark of the Moon as my second favorite. Last Night, as much as I say The Last Night disappointed me, it is my third favorite, just because of Optimus being a total douche canoe, and the fact that Bumblebee said my favorite line, sting like a bee. I will never get over that line. That's the one time I will thank Michael Bay and the writers for that. Number 4 is Age of Extinction, and number 5 is Revenge of the Fallen, and number 6 is the first one. The first one is my least favorite, just because it had too much human interaction, and I didn't really care for any of the humans. It wasn't until Cade Yeager came that I cared about Cade Yeager, because I like Mark Wahlberg more than I like Shia LaBeouf. And the next unpopular Transformers opinion is, I don't think the Bee movie was all that bad, and I've never really liked Starscream that much. I agree with you 100%. I really loved Bumblebee. Like, I give it a 9 out of 10. Maybe 10 out of 10. I don't know. It's very rare that I give anything a 10 out of 10. Really fucking loved Bumblebee. Oh my god, I love it so much. It was so good. I took my parents, went to go see it, and my mom's favorite Transformers film is the first one, just because it didn't have a lot of like unnecessary things, she says, which I can agree with her on that one. But I took them to go see Bumblebee because I had been raving about it. And I remember when the first trailer for Bumblebee came out, my mom was like, I showed it to my mom, she's like, that looks so good! That looks so good! I'm like, yeah it does, Mom! And I even showed my sister the trailer. My sister's not a big Transformers fan. Like, she's seen all the films. She's kind of like girly. Showed her the Bumblebee trailer and she was like, I might really like this. I'm like, yeah, you might. My parents one night to go see the movie, and my mom was like, this is my favorite Transformers film. And I'm like, oh my god, you loved it. Days later, for Christmas, I took my sister, and she was like, oh my god, that was really good. She gave it like a 7 out of 10. I'm like, I will take your 7 out of 10. I really loved Bumblebee. And I also agree with you that I'm not a big Starscream fan. I never have been. He's just annoying. He's a whiny, annoying, selfish. He's a slimy snake. Sorry, I don't like Starscream. It's fine if you do. Like, more power to you. You can give more love. You can give love to Starscream that I can't. When someone calls me an insane person and the devil for not liking one single character, like, come on. When I first saw Starscream on the big screen during Dark to the Moon, I'm like, you're a Dorito chip with a high-pitched voice. Like, you're so annoying. That's all I see when I see Starscream is a whiny, pathetic Dorito chip. What even? Like, I don't like Starscream, and I'm sorry to people that do. It's fine if you love him. That's fine. You can love him all you want. I will be totally okay with that, but I personally don't. You can hate Optimus all you want, and I will still, like, be your friend. The next unpopular opinion is one that I'm a little, like, ooh, I don't know how I feel about it. The next unpopular opinion, and the last one, is First Aid and Getaway are a cute couple. Now, for those that have read MTMTE and know who Getaway is, that bitch. Ooh, I hate him so much. I hate him. He tried to hit on Tailgate.
It's like, I'm not feeling it. I'm not feeling it. No, stay away from my baby.
Don't do it. Don't do it. I didn't really latch on to First Aid while reading the comic, but my hatred for Getaway. So I'm sorry to the person who said this unpopular opinion. I love you very much, but like, I don't ship them. You can ship them, that's fine. That's fine, but I don't. I don't want anyone to be with Getaway.
I want him to be alone and dying in the ground.
I'm fine. Well, thank you guys for watching this part 2 of the unpopular opinions video. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you with another video very soon. Let's rev up and roll out!